Which one is not red? On track. Leek is the correct answer. A fruit with one seed. Perfect. Mango is the correct choice. The plural of potato is. Strong choice. Potatoes is the right answer. Dash is an edible stem. Excellent. Potato is a brilliant choice. Which fruit has a crown? Nice work. You chose pineapple, and it is correct. Vaishali reaches school by. You're right. 7 a.m. is the correct answer. The word Mandy means dash. Smart pick. Big market is the correct choice. Which vegetable has a crown? Good thinking. Brinjal is the right answer. Vishali's father is a dash. Nicely done. Vegetable seller is a solid answer. Who went to the supermarket? Great job. Farmer MacDonald is the accurate answer. Dash vegetables spoil quickly? Bravo. Spinach is the answer. Dash is a heavy vegetable. Well done. Pumpkin is the right choice. At what time they start working? Valid point. 3 o'clock is true. Name a fruit which spoil easily. Great thinking. Chiwu is the right choice. Some ways to eat vegetables are. You chose all of the above. And it is correct. One dash is the heaviest vegetable. Well reasoned. Pumpkin is the correct choice. Which of these is rough to touch? Correct response. Pineapple is the most accurate answer. Dash is a seedless vegetable. Good job. Your answer cabbage works well here. Corn is an example of edible dash. Solid response. Seed is a valid choice. Chotu goes to market at 10. Odoram. Right choice. True is the best answer. Which word means to go bad or rot? Smart move. Spoil is an accurate answer. Dash fruit can stay for some days. Clear logic. Your choice apple is sound and 100% true. Which vegetable is used as a spice? Exactly. Ginger makes sense and it is right choice. Dash vegetable does not have seeds. Sharp thinking. Potato is the right choice. Who helps in sorting the vegetables? Right again. Everybody is a valid answer. From where do we get fresh vegetable? Excellent choice. Mandy is the right answer. Ginger is a smooth vegetable in touch. Well picked. False is the correct answer. A big round orange vegetable is dash. Correct. Pumpkin is the right answer. Dash develops from a flower of a plant. Nice selection. Fruits is the correct and valid answer. Vegetable name okra is related to dash. You got it? Your choice ladyfinger is right. Elephant foot is an example of dash. Good thinking. Vegetable is the right answer. Dash is an example of a leafy vegetable. Sharp thinking. Lettuce is the right choice. When the vegetables are spoilt, they give.
Nice selection. Bad smell is the correct and valid answer.
In which weather vegetables dry quickly?
On track. Summer is the correct answer.
Which of these is not a leafy vegetable?
Good job. Your answer capsicum works well here.
Choose the vegetable that spoils quickly.
Smart move. Tomato is an accurate answer.
Dash is a vegetable with rough skin. Perfect. Bitter gourd is the correct choice. Vegetables such as green beans and corn.
Right again. Seeds is a valid answer.
Babuji uses a dash to sell the vegetables.
Well picked. Handcart is the correct answer.
When vegetables are fresh, it looks dash.
Smart pick. Green is the correct choice.
Name a vegetable which is rough to touch.
Right choice. Bitter gourd is the best answer.
Which of the following is bitter in taste?
Great thinking. Bitter gourd is the right choice.
Who took only one day to go to the market?
Great job. Farmer MacDonald is the accurate answer.
A vegetable seller ends his day in dash.
You got it? Your choice night is right.
What did the farmer take home for his wife?
Excellent. Flowers is a brilliant choice.
Vegetables have dash, minerals, and fiber.
Bravo, vitamins is the answer.
Which of the following is a leafy vegetable?
Valid point. Spinach is true.
Which of these vegetable is smooth to touch?
Nicely done. Tomato is a solid answer.
What do we call the animals raised on a farm?
Solid response. Livestock is a valid choice.
At what time Vaishali's family start working?
Strong choice. 3 a.m. is the right answer.
By what time Baboji comes back from a market?
You're right. 10 is the correct answer.
There are two types of vegetables, dash and dash.
Correct. Root and leafy is the right answer.
Vegetables that include spinach and lettuce.
Excellent choice. Leaf is the right answer.
Which of the following is a heavyweight fruit?
You chose watermelon, and it is correct.
Vaishali's family gets only dash hours to sleep.
Exactly. 4 makes sense, and it is right choice.
Vaishali's Babuji leaves for bazaar at 9 o'clock.
Correct response. False is the most accurate answer.
The main nutrient we get from vegetables is dash.
Nice work. You chose A and B vitamins, and it is correct.
The part of the plant which grows in the ground.
Well done. Root is the right choice.
A person who sells vegetables is called dash.
Clear logic. Your choice vegetable seller is sound and 100% true.
In which months does the vegetables usually come?
Well reasoned. Winter is the correct choice.
A vegetable seller starts his day in the dash.
Strong choice. Morning is the right answer.
We sprinkle water on vegetables to keep them dash.
Smart pick. Fresh is the correct choice.
Where can the farmer go to sell his extra produce? Well done. Market is the right choice. Dash is a vegetable that stay for a long time.
Well picked. Onayan is the correct answer.
At what time does Babuji comes back from the mandi? Clear logic. Your choice 6. 30 am is sound and 100% true. A vegetable seller. Sprinkle dash on vegetables. On track. Water is the correct answer. Which of the following vegetable is smooth in touch? Good thinking. Tomato is the right answer. The vegetable that grows inside the earth is dash. Sharp thinking. Potato is the right choice. Process of separation of grains from chaff is called. Great thinking. Winnowing is the right choice. Fruit with leather skin, juicy and high in vitamin C. Solid response. Citrus is a valid choice. Edible stem, root or leaves of a plant is called dash. Right again. Vegetables is a valid answer. The process of loosening and turning the soil is called. Valid point. Bluffing is true. The artificial way of supplying water to crops is called. Great job. Irrigation is the accurate answer.
Which vehicle is used to sell the vegetables and fruits?
Perfect. Hand cart is the correct choice. Name a fruit that can be used as dry fruit when it's dry. Nice selection. Grapes is the correct and valid answer. Broccoli and cauliflower are in this classification of vegetables. You chose flour, and it is correct. The organic substance obtained from dead plants and animal wastes is. Correct response. Manure is the most accurate answer. True or false? Vegetables fight diseases and keep you from getting sick. Right choice. True is the best answer. Where do many of the items that you buy from the grocery store come from? Well reasoned. Farms is the correct choice. When Babuji brings vegetables from market, everybody starts sorting it out. Nice work. You chose true and it is correct. Which word describes when a farmer packs some of his produce into glass jars? Excellent choice. Canning is the right answer. By 6:30 M, Babuji comes back from the mandi with baskets and sacks full of dash. Good job. Your answer, fresh vegetables, works well here. How do Babuji, Baya, Chachaku, and some otters from Vaishali's street reach? Correct. Tempo is the right answer. Choose the correct option. You got it? Your choice eggplant is right. The name of this vegetable is? Nicely done. Chili is a solid answer. Identify and label the pictures. You're right. Sickle is the correct answer. What is the time shown in the clock? Smart move. 3 clock is an accurate answer. What is the vegetable that is red inside and red outside? Excellent. Tomato is a brilliant choice. Vegetable with distinctive smell, which you can see in the picture. Exactly. Garlic makes sense, and it is right choice. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? Bravo. Contact Narayan Changder on Facebook is the answer.